Hey everyone on YouTube, Visa Trade here again. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed. That's why I don't have the backlight on. And I just made this. This is the Nobody vlog number 32. It's the same night technically. But it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's actually March 6th. But one thing I had it on my mind because it's just haunting me. It's always haunting me. Because I've seen. Okay, here's the thing that's haunting me. Okay, when a stranger asks you for money, but in a way that they shake your hand, they introduce themselves, and they say that they need money for gas or something, whatever it is. Okay, it's just been haunting me. It's just because the way this guy fucking did it, and he was Saudi. I think it was some kind of Arab, of unities or something. Maybe from Dubai or something. Fuck if I know. Definitely not an in-towner. uh, Probably not an in-towner. I'm just saying. Anyway. And his car was empty though, so that kind of makes me wonder if maybe he was an in-towner. But his whole family looked like they were on vacation. That's they were just passing through this small ass town. Anyway, so the guy, he does that intro and everything, and then asks me for money, and I'm like, dude, I'm wearing my raggedy ass sweatpants that are probably from 2010, and a shirt with holes in it. He saw the car I was driving. I got an old 1995 Audi because that's the last year of the do-it-yourself Audi. Like, you get any year after 1995, it's going to get more and more difficult. I think up to maybe 2000, I think 2001 or something like that is when it just goes to insane impossible, and people just end up scrapping them or selling them for $200 because it needs a fucking idle control valve that nobody knows how to get to it. But anyways, car shit aside, I'm like, dude, look at the position I'm in, as a man. I'm barely maintaining. I'm making shit happen, but I'm barely maintaining. I got my car and stuff. You've got a whole family, and you're in like at least past a 2014, car that looks like a rental car, and why are you asking me for gas as a man? Like, if you've got a whole family and you're a man, and just like, why would you ask me for? Why not ask the freaking construction worker over there or something? So it just really kind of tripped me the hell out, and I was just like, dude, this isn't logical. It doesn't make any sense to me. But here's the thing, like, I'm not the kind of person that isn't gonna help. And this is, I think, where these people from Arab nations, get confused, dude. Like, poor people will always give them money, and poor people will always help, and and the good people, whatever, but we're not gonna give money. The good, the, the good, the good of us aren't gonna give money. Like, even if we're really good, we're not gonna give money. And I know this because they put this clip on there that showed like one woman, and the guy was like, can I have $5? And the woman was like, no. and then the woman next to her gave him $5, and he handed her, it was a trap, so he hands the woman with, that gave him $5 like $1,000 or something like that, just as a hey, you're a good person, here's a reward thing. And then he, like, gives a wag of the finger at the woman that did. And I'm like, dude, you don't understand, dude. Like, if you walked up to me wearing a fucking dress suit, just, I'm like, why are you asking me for money? You can ask me for help, just say, dude, I don't know, my car's been making this funny sound, dude, or something. Can you take a look at it? Or, I don't know, uh, something I could help with, not something that requires me to just fork out some fucking funds to somebody that looks like, $1 million. Doesn't make any sense, dude. Is all I'm saying. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that real quick because the whole handshake thing really flipped me out because, like I said, I wasted my whole day um, in the introduction, the proper introduction. I wasted my whole day, when social media making comments and stuff. And there was a woman that was like, "Are we supposed to ask you guys out? I don't even know how that works." I'm just like, yeah, you approach a man you're attracted to, you say, "Hey, my name's, blah, blah, blah. And, I'd like to go out on a date with you, Um, it's not that fucking, it takes some damn nerve, I'll tell you that, but, as a woman, I'd imagine it's a lot easier. As a man, you never know whether they're fucking of age or of around the age you're looking for or whatever, because older women are always trying to look younger and younger women are always trying to look older. It's like, I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, so there's that. And but most of it, women just get it. It's like short circuits their brain, and their first response is, "I have a boyfriend." That's what happened over at Walmart. Is I have a boyfriend. I pretty much did it right. I didn't do the whole, "My name is blah blah blah. I'd like to go out on a date." Handshake thing. Whatever. But she was like, that was her short circuited her brain, dude. She could just make a on the scene decision going, "I don't know, do I want to get to know this guy or not?" It's just right on appearance, like, this guy looks like a fuck up, fucking loser. And then, okay, here's the thing, okay? I'm sitting there and I'm filling my water bottles, and this chick keeps talking to me. I'm like, you should have right up front, not lied through your fucking teeth and said you had a boyfriend because you weren't attracted to me. Just fucking, tell the truth, and it gets you somewhere, maybe, Maybe you find out I'm actually a pretty cool guy. You want to hang out. Maybe fucking go on a date. It drives me crazy. This is what society tells us, I guess, just say if you're not attracted to him, just say you have a boyfriend. I'm like, and my mom's like, "Well, if they say they have a boyfriend, you can always be friends." I'm like, I don't want to be friends with a woman that has a boyfriend. Shows she's a fucking cheater. Anyway, so yeah, she keeps talking to me, and I'm just like, all right, well, see you later. I gotta get on with my shopping now. This just fucking drives me nuts, dude. Here's what my main point was. Okay, it's just like, why do women have to be attracted to the man anyway? Right? It's like, answer that, women, please. Why does a man have to be attractive? And I was saying to you, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Most millionaires who are retired, who have just too much money, they just got plenty of money, they're not even worried about money, are probably like shopping at fucking budget grocery stores, walking around in sweatpants and shit, because they don't really give a shit what other people think about them anymore. They got it made. They probably got long ass, untrimmed beards and shit. They just don't give a shit anymore. I'm just saying, they're out having too much fun, on vacations and fucking work their yachts and shit, dude. But yeah, it's just, they fucking are always judging the book by its cover. I'm like, why do you have to be attracted to the man? Why does the man have to maintain himself? That's a homosexual thing, dude. Like, or a metrosexual thing, I guess is what they call them. Where they're not gay, but they take really too good of care of themselves and care too much about, like, hygiene, Slapping on all kinds of freaking delicious smelling colognes and shit that cost $5,000. Okay? I'm just like, you know, um, what? Why do you have to be attracted to the man? I just don't understand the concept. Because when it comes down to it, like when you really hit the baseline, here's my point: is the man has to be attracted to the woman in order for, like, any kind of, like, I don't know, sexual activity to really happen, right? I'm just saying, I'm not getting it up for fat chicks anymore. This ain't working. I'm too old. I'm over it. If you look like a moose, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm quite content in life without a woman, you know. And I just can't get it up for fat chicks anymore. I get it. I'm fat. You know what I mean? It really doesn't take much, though. This is the thing that really pisses me off. Is like, it's a choice. I don't. People are like, "Oh, you should get thin and get healthy and stuff," and I'm like, I don't really want to. I can survive out here. I've proven it that I can survive in the fucking high desert, with no air conditioning and sometimes no heater. Being fat, and I like only eat. I like the fact I can eat one meal a day and get away with it. I don't always have. Well, I'm getting older. I actually have to. It's looking like I kind of have to eat breakfast before I go to town nowadays. But I used to not have to because I was fat. Well, because I'm fat. But it's a choice. And this is the thing. Is like, this women don't understand, dude. I could make myself a buff ass, fucking ripped ass guy if I wanted to. It's just all it is a little thing called dedication. Something to do with that. It's that military thinking. It's just like, you gotta fucking do it. I don't know what to tell you. Those are your orders. Integrity, I can't remember. You probably could think of it. Directive, I can't remember. But I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, that's what dedication. There you go. It's like, it just takes dedication. That's all it takes. You go to the gym, you have dedication to, work out, and you come up with a workout routine which works all your friggin' muscles. Cardio and the whole friggin' 9 yards. You get your workout routine set up, and then you just do it. It's not that difficult. And then afterwards you drink a protein shake. And then, believe it or not, 6 months later, I guarantee you, you're going to start looking pretty fucking ripped. And healthy and attractive and skinny and buff and, the whole fucking thing. It's just that all it is. It's like, it's not that I don't have dedication. Oh, man. But maybe that's what women think by, looking, that whole, judging a book by its cover. And they're like, oh, he's fat. He doesn't have any dedication. He can't dedicate to nothing. Dedication kind of goes with devotion, which is definitely a part of love. I experienced that with this last chick. I've never really experienced that before, the whole devotion thing, where, woman can't fucking do jack shit for some reason. I gotta cook every fucking meal. and actually somehow kind of enjoy doing it, I'm not a cook. I don't like to cook. But it's anyway. So yeah, I'm just saying, a few concepts here, and I hope you're keeping track of them. But I was just like, look, if you want to meet a man, it's really easy, The only problem is you're probably, so consumed with entitlement and validation and, thinking that you can get, any man in the world. when you really look kind of more like a 4. That because a man has to be attracted to a woman, so we can actually have that thing where we first appearance, I'm like, nah, I'm not attracted to you. I don't have to tell you. I don't care how much personality you have. I can't get it up for you anymore. I apologize, dear. But yeah, I smoke cigarettes, so it causes impotence and yada yada yada. But the I wants, what the I wants, and I guess that's what I want. But yeah, So I just said, the problem with approaching a man is, don't be afraid to, get turned down in like really harsh words. He might say just straight up like, no, go away. Do you want to go on a date? No, go away. That's what I had this metrosexual friend, and we were in a casino. This is a good story. We were in a casino, and I guess we were just walking to the buffet or something. No, they didn't have a buffet, but they had a good deal on a prime rib dinner. I think it was like $11.99 or something for a prime rib dinner, and we'd take advantage of that every once in a while, especially when I had to pay for the fucking meal. It's like I don't have that much money. You'd be like, all right, we'll fucking go back to Gold Dust West in Reno. And anyways, there was this one time where I think, I don't know, but for some reason we had to wait by the bathrooms for me. I can't really but I guess he was just done with the bathroom and or something, and then taking a piss, and then came out, and we were just standing there, I guess, kind of just looking around and figuring out what to do or something. And this chick that wasn't that bad, look, I would have dated her. She was at least skinny, Fucking, I could have boned that. And I'm standing right next to him, and she just fucking stares at him, right, for like the 5-second stare, and her jaw just drops open, and she goes, "Can we be together?" Or can I be with you? That's what it was. Can I be with you? And dude, like, he didn't even hesitate. He was just like, no, go away. I was like, unfortunately, she went away. And I was like, a little bit, like, it took me a second to like let that sink in. And I was like, dude, you could have just been like, hey, I got my buddy like right next to me right there. I'm sure. He's like, oh, you don't want a chick like that. I'm like, how the fuck you doing a one? That's what I should have said. But anyway, yeah, that was just because he just didn't have the fucking time, you know what I mean, to just waste on a stranger walking up to him, and he wasn't attracted to her, So anyways, that's all I was saying to women is if you do approach men, do not be you're gonna get turned down in the harshest way. And it's not so bad for men. I guess we just get a no, I have a boyfriend, but that's almost even worse if you really think about it. and then this hot woman's wondering, she's like, there's all these hot women walking around. They're like tens just everywhere, and they're all single, and nobody's asking them out. And I'm like, that's probably because the guys that could be asking him out, every time they do ask, one out, she says she has a boyfriend. So he just assumes that they all have boyfriends. Or, one too many guy friends. And a guy doesn't really want, we sort of suppress it. We just say, hey, if you have a, guy friend, I guess I can deal with that. Because, a lot of us has pretty low standards. But, man, the truth is, yeah, no, we don't really like guy friends. And as far as women having, or met, if I've never, except for that metrosexual guy, I've never heard of a man having women friends. Just tons of women friends. And that being okay, I wish I could have. Unfortunately, he was kind of an acquaintance, and he just kind of ditched me after I left Reno. But I kind of wonder how that marriage worked out, because he just swore to like straight up marry this woman they'd known for a long time. This female friend, who had a kid. So he was just looking to move into the stepfather position. I'm kind of wondering how that panned out with him having female friends. Because, it may, and this is all opinion, but, I'm pretty sure like women just hate each other. They're in constant competition. There is no, baseline where some women are just kind of either way. They're like, hey, that's great. You feel great about yourself. They're all like, you feel great about yourself? I wish I felt great about myself. Fuck you. It's like, I'm just like, oh shit. That's your response. Oh, okay. But yeah, that's why female friends, they don't really get along with each other, and and then they try to turn to male friends, and then no man wants to touch them. Man. I don't know if it's true or not, but another story. I met a fairly attractive woman when I was still like in the Pee Wee leagues. Thought I was in the Pee Wee leagues. You know what I mean? Dating mooses and stuff, but begging for a date with a moose, and anyways, so she was actually pretty attractive, and she was the same heritage, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of, I know, it's whatever you call a racist or whatever, but I don't know, dude. Anyways, so I found her pretty attractive, and we finally got to the point where I agreed to get her like a date in a motel room, and I don't know. I guess this is the thing, is women are so friggin' offended by it. They're like, oh, that means I have to put out, and I'm like, but hey, top of the A, you don't have to get it up, so what do you have to worry about? I'm just saying, dude, call it misogynistic or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, men have a lot more to worry about in that department. If a woman was like, expecting a man to put out if she buys a motel room in the date, it's just like, oh shit, I hope I can get it up tonight. I hope I'm in the mood tonight. Shit. But I hope she can get me in the mood, But anyway, otherwise nothing gonna happen, and then she's gonna be really pissed off at me. Might come and kill me or something. But anyway, what were we talking about here? Oh yeah. So I buy her like really expensive like dinner, like and like stayed at like a really nice, it's not really a motel, it's more like a hotel. And I don't know. Like I didn't, well, I think we showered naked, you know what I mean? But there was just something in the back of my mind that said she has a lot of male friends. She's always mentioning her male friends. There's something in the back of my mind saying that, right? And I just ended up cuddling and showering naked, and I was in the mood. Don't get me wrong, but just that thing in the back of my head saying, I don't know, she has a lot of male friends. And this is what I'm saying. I don't know if it's true or not, but she ended up calling me like, I want to say 3 weeks to a month later, and told me that she found out that she had syphilis. So I don't know if it was true or not, honestly. I don't know what the woman, maybe you can answer that in the comments, what the woman's directive might have been for, but all I know is women are always so pissed off about, thinking that men expect sex, if they put out a lot of money like that. And I wanted to prove them all wrong, and I did. And she was really pissed off at me. I don't think she was happy about that. She's like, I should have got laid. And maybe she told me she had syphilis for that reason. I don't know, dude. Women don't think very fucking logically. I had a woman. Here's another story. I was in Reno, and was dating this chick, and she was giving me a bunch of shit, and I went over the top. I let my anger consume me, and I told her something really fucking mean. Just the meanest fucking words came out of my mouth at that woman, and old girl, whatever you want to call her. And she was like, really? Like, that was her response. Like, do I really? I'm like, when have you known me to lie? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even have to say that. You know what I mean? I just have to go, like, I didn't mean to lose my temper and say some mean ass shit. Oh, man. It's just like, I guess it's the woman, they try to test us, you know, to see where our breaking point is. I'm just like, why do you even try? I don't understand. That isn't a good way to lead into love. That's a good way to lead into like a distanced, ignoring relationship where you're roommates. It's like, I don't really want to talk to her today. She's just gonna say something mean today. It's like, that's what a man's thinking, you know. Oh man. But anyways. What was it? Oh yeah. So we break it off, you know what I mean? And then she starts, you know, she calls me or texts me or something. She goes, I don't know. I'm feeling a little pregnant around here. You know, things are getting kind of pregnant. And I had already stated, right in the beginning of the relationship, I already stated it. I bought 5 pregnancy tests. You know, it's like get a bulk pack of them. You know. Anyway, so she definitely knew that I didn't want to get her pregnant. And then she starts talking about, you know, right after we had this big fight, broke up, right? I'm feeling a little pregnant. Things are getting a little pregnant around here. I'm like, oh shit. Right? And then like one morning, like shortly after, like a day, maybe 2 after that, I see on my fucking car window under the fucking windshield wiper is a you know, looks like a spit wad toilet paper thing up, you know? And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Somebody just like, maybe it fell out of the sky or something. And I go to look at it. I'm like, oh my God, it's a pregnancy test. And I'm looking at and she, you know, she's, I can't remember if I turned my phone off or something. I turned it on and there's a bunch of texts from her or something like that. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. If I got you pregnant or whatever, you know what I mean? I'll do everything that you need me to do. I'm here for you, you know, everything, yada, yada, yada. You know, I'll take you to the hospital, whatever you want to do. If you want to get a pregnancy, you know, I would prefer, obviously, that you get an abortion, but I know I'm not in my right. I can't technically, you know, tell you to get an abortion. But I don't even think I said anything about abortion, but I said, you know, like, except for, you know, if you want to get an abortion, I'll do everything in my power to take care of it. I'll pay for it, everything, you know, whatever you got to do, you know what I mean? And, you know, if you do want to keep it, then, you know, I'm here to support you there as well. You know, I'll do whatever I can. And, you know, if, you know, and, you know, this and that. And she's like leading me on like she's pregnant, you know what I mean? Like just leading me on, you know, just trying to see how fucking deep I'll go into it, you know, testing me, you know, playing games and shit. And and anyway, so I don't even want to fucking look at the pregnancy test because I already know it's fucking positive in my brain. And I drive all the way to I was gonna trade my car for a truck, so I eventually had to look at it. I had to, you know, take it out and look at it. And so I get to my destination all the way across town. The thing held on all the way across. I went on the freeway, the thing held on. And I pulled up behind the truck. I took the thing off. I looked at it, and it said not pregnant. I was like, what the fuck? And then like I can't remember a text. I think I called her. I was like, wait, what is all this? What are we doing? The thing says not even pregnant. She's like, I know. I was just showing you I don't play games or some. That's exactly what you said. I know. I was just showing you that I don't play games or I don't fuck around or I think it was I don't play games. Yeah. That is like the very definition of playing games. I can't think of a more extreme manner in which you could possibly play games. than to claim you're pregnant. Or at least say things are getting pregnant around here.
Power off.
Drop a freaking pregnancy test on my car. And then lead me through texts as I'm friggin', pouring my friggin' balls out, on the table. So, yeah, I've dated some pretty rotten women in my life. And this is why I said some mean things, because it was the best sex of my life. Don't get me wrong. I don't know why. There was something in there with the, because she was also from the same hereditary background, but there was something in there with that, I think, or something. I don't know. She's the first chick that called out my name during sex, and holy shit, man, that really turned me the hell on. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Hella confused, just thinking makeup sex was the way to go. But here's the baseline of it. She looked like bottom of the barrel. Like if there was something below a 0, as far as appearance goes. Oh man. I mean, maybe a burn victim might look less attractive. It's like literally, dude. Like could not look any uglier. Couldn't do it. Had no teeth, just the ugliest fucking woman you've ever seen in your life. And yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I realized at that point, I'm going to try to shoot a little higher for attractiveness, because it really doesn't matter how ugly a chick is. She's still going to misbehave. It's just like, it really doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. But I don't know, I guess this is the result of, riding fences too long, I guess is what they call it. Because I'm not delving into my masculinity. I'm not really grasping and holding tight onto my human nature. I see human nature as temptation, honestly. That's shit you shouldn't do, That's the shit you feel like doing, but you shouldn't do it. And I'm quite content where I'm at right now. I've gotten to the point where it's really not that tempting not to act like a human. Or it's not that tempting to act like a human for me anymore. So maybe I'm too much in my own head or some damn thing. But all I'm saying is I don't really want to change, dude. I know people around me are going to try to get me to change. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I could probably get back with this chick if I just treat her like shit intentionally, like an asshole. Because that's what she wants. She just wants constant drama. I can provide that. Her last relationship, she got smacked around a lot every time she opened her mouth in a disrespectful manner. So, it wouldn't take that much. But I'm like, yeah, that would change me. It's like, I don't want to change. I like where I'm at. I like the fact that I could probably clone myself. You know what I'm saying? And I can get along quite well with myself as a roommate. The only difference is it'd be two of us getting shit done. And eating food and whatnot. But, it would be pretty kind of cool. You could be at two places at the same time. That's pretty unique. Just saying. There's a lot you could do if you had a clone, I think. You know what I'm saying? But, especially that you could get along with. Yeah? But, yeah. So, I don't know, dude. When I look in that proverbial mirror, the guy staring back at me, I'm comfortable with. I'm just, but anyways, I know I've talked quite a bit on this whole thing, but these were just thoughts bouncing around in my head right when I ended that last one. And yeah, I'm telling you, that freaking guy shaking my hand like that just haunts me, because he did the introduction the right way. That's how you're supposed to greet a stranger, And he was, Saudi, so maybe he was, I was going to give him gas money. He was going to hook me up with $50,000, because, I'm telling you, there are some rich people out there that want to see the, you know, the good people succeed, because they usually don't, because they don't shit on everyone else. They don't feel comfortable shitting on everyone else to get what they need. But yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, ask me for help instead. You know, I mean, even if you have to fake it, you know what I'm saying, and wait around a while, you know, go fucking, you know, pop your tire on the side of the road or something. See who helps you out and just fucking helps you out. You know, you know, pop your tire, put your emergency flashers on. You know, somebody comes along and, you know, says, "Hey, do you need any help right now?" I don't know, man. I'm getting kind of weird on helping people out like that though, because it's just, I mean, most of the time I ask, they're like, "Nah, I'm just rolling my top down, you know, it's the sunroof or some shit." They're always some fucking thing. I'm on my cell phone, you know. I'm like, well, don't put your emergency flashes. Those are when you're in an emergency, like you're out of gas or your tire fucking flat. You know how to fix it. Oh man. Anyways, that's it for this one. But yeah, honestly, like, good people are the people that, like, when you're stuck in a bad situation, are the ones that dig you out of that hole, you know, that you can't dig yourself out of. But you know, or that it's just a lot more convenient. Because there was this one time I gave gas to this guy. He was driving a way better truck than I was, and the thing is, and he was like right next to the exit, you know. But you know, I asked him if he was all right, and he said, "No, I ran out of gas." I was like, you know, I could have been like a dick and just been like, "Well, the fucking Love's is right over there," you know. But I was like, "It's okay, you know, I can handle this one," you know. And you know, filled his tank up and, or gave him 5 gallons, and he said, "Man, thank you so much. That helps me out so much because I got my daughter in the car." And I was like, "Oh, you know." You know, it's yeah, the man can go walk to Love's, or, you know, I mean, maybe he has some. I don't know if AAA does gas services. They might. I don't know if they probably charge you. I mean, because gas costs money. You know, it doesn't cost them money to change a tire or to give you a jump, but I mean, it does a certain amount. But I don't know. I don't know how that all works out. I've never really ran out of gas a whole lot of times in my life. Usually carry a spare, but anyways, I hope everyone's you know, night goes, or day goes complacent. You know, oh, you know, just, if you can't be happy, be complacent. That's all I'm saying. Just be comfortable. Just be asking for more, wanting more out of life too much. You know, be thankful for the things you have, because if you got a roof over your head, and you got a way to get food, you know, you're doing pretty good. Anyways, that's it for this one, number 32. So, you know, give me a like if you want to see more of this content. Give me a subscribe if, well, I mean, give me a like if you liked what I said, if, you know, or some of the ideas or something, the way I'm thinking maybe. Give me a subscribe if you want to see more of this content. And, I don't know, you know, stay safe and stay sane.